morning, Muscatine, and happy Wellness Wednesday. My name is Autumn Schultz, and as always, I want to say thank you to our sponsors, Hy-Vee, Unity Point Health, and Trinity Muscatine, Muscatine Power and Water, Becky Insurance, Toyota of Muscatine, Rivel Plumbing and Heating, Impact Fitness and Nutrition, Lutheran Living Senior Campus, Impact Life Blood Center, Harper Cycling and Fitness, Muscatine County Fair, and Bayer of Muscatine. There are a lot of events that are happening this weekend, so just to name a few, the Church Basement Ladies will be the 27th production of the New Era Diner Theater. This show will be on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Friday and Saturday is at 6 p.m. and Sunday at 4. There will be a dinner provided for each of these events. It is $30 for adults and $20 for children through the age of 12, and this is going to be at the New Era Community Building. Rocket on 2nd Street is this Saturday, and it's going to start off with the Carnival Kickoff sponsored by Crossroads. This is going to be from 1 to 5 and music starting at 2:30. There will be an update provided by Megan Francis tomorrow, so be sure you tune in to get all the updates on what is happening at the Rocket on 2nd Street. And also on Saturday evening is the Muscatine Symphony Orchestras present the Masterworks Beauty and Grace Elevated, and this is going to be through a string quartet, and this is Saturday, October 8th, and this will be at 7 p.m. at the Wesley United Methodist Church. Tickets are $16, and if you are 18 years or under or have a college ID, this is a free event, so be sure to go online and reserve your ticket and your spot today. And there's also another event that is happening on Saturday, and I have some of the Muskie Marching Band here to tell us all about it. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
So we're going to go down the line, introduce yourselves and what you do within Muscatine Marching.
All right. I am Brenden Steele. I'm the drum major of the mighty Muskie Marching Band, and I also play trombone in our concert bands.
My name is Gavin McLeod. I am also a drum major in the band. I'm a percussionist for concert band.
I am Nicole Bovenkamp. I am the color guard captain of the marching band, and I play trombone in concert band.
I'm Fiona Glynn, another Mighty Muskie drum major. I play trumpet in concert band.
So can we let's just start from the very beginning of the season. How do practices start? How often are you practicing? And how does that even go even before school starts?
Right. So at the beginning of August, we have our yearly band camp, which is Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. with a lunch break at noon. This year it was a lot of work for our kids because it was very brutally hot in the afternoons especially, so they really persevered through that. And then later on we have evening rehearsals on Thursdays at 6:30, so keeping it a little cooler. Those go until 9 o'clock up until the beginning of September, I believe, is when we stopped having those.
Yep.
Wow.
And then when school starts, we have morning rehearsals every morning at 7 a.m.
And is this out on the field, or is this inside, or a mix of both?
This is primarily out at the stadium.
Okay. And
I think we've only had a couple rehearsals inside this year.
inside? Well, there we go. And then, especially during the 99-degree, were you also in full uniform as well?
No, thank God
good.
we did not have to be full uniform for that.
Not yet, anyways. So, of course, let's talk a little bit about the upcoming event for the Muskie Invitational. What is all happening during this time? Because I know there's multiple bands that are playing for that evening.
Yeah, so the Muskie Marching Invitational is this Saturday, October 8th. It starts at 5:30 p.m. with our 2A bands, and then it ends at 10:45 with our award ceremony. We will have 19 regional bands come to Muscatine Community Stadium to compete.
Wow.
For things like best drum major, best brass section, best percussion, best color guard.
Best wins. No, I was just gonna say best woodwinds goes with that. Brenden said color guard, and then there's a couple other different awards given based on the judging.
Okay. And what time do you all play?
We play at 10:10 that evening.
Oh, that's a late night.
Yeah. We aren't actually getting judged. We're not competing against the other bands. We're just getting kind of evaluated on the same way that the other bands will be, but our score will not be put up against everyone else's to compete.
Okay.
So we're performing an exhibition that night.
Oh, there we go. Perfect. And what is something that, if someone says they've never been to this, what is something that they can expect or kind of get that, that first time jitters out of their system?
Ask it again. Sorry.
What is, like, so say I've never been to one, what is something that I'm going to expect to see? Like, what is this kind of experience like?
Something that's a little different about like competing in front of like a marching band audience in front of like a football audience is that like they're a lot more supportive, and you'll tend to hear them clap a lot more while performing, but you'll see everybody like cheering everybody on. Even if they are like a rivalry, you'll still like see them cheering each other on, and you cheer them on.
Great community support then.
Yeah.
And how many years has this been going on? All 4 years then for you? Are you a senior?
Yes, I am a senior.
And now that it's your senior year, what are you really hoping for?
So I get to sit up in the box and watch some bands this year because I'm helping with all the videotaping and getting that all uploaded for the bands to watch. So I'm really excited to see what some of our area bands have to show us.
And the remaining, are you all seniors too?
No.
Not yet?
The three of us are juniors.
Juniors. And now that you've kind of have a little bit more of a stepping stone experience, what is something that you are looking forward to for this weekend?
I think it'll be the difference between actually marching and being a drum major, especially in front of the the home crowd that we will kind of have this weekend.
For me, it's the positive energy that comes with competing, because we're all so supportive of one another, like in all the bands. Even if we're rivals, we all care about each other and help each other do good.
A new experience we also get to do as like being newer drum majors and stuff, with us just being drum majors and color guard captain, we get to also pass out the awards, which is a lot different. Rather than like clapping for the bands, as they're receiving their awards, we get to actually pass them out, which is pretty cool.
A little bit more of an experience, a little bit more one-on-one, and just showing the the support. I mean, we all love the claps and applauses, but being involved in it creates a little bit different.
Absolutely.
And this is not your only thing that you are performing. You still have quite a few things coming up through the end of your season. You have also the state festival to get forward to. So what can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah, so our state marching festival is next Saturday, October 15th. It starts at 10 in the morning at our home stadium, Muscatine Community Stadium. There are 17 bands performing. We go on at 3 p.m. and they judge us and give us a division rating.
Okay.
So a Division 1, 2, or 3. Mm-hmm. Division 1 being superior, Division 2 being excellent or outstanding, I believe is the word that they use. And Division 3 being satisfactory, I believe.
Okay.
I'm not 100% sure on that.
Is this the don't quote me on this part, right?
Exactly.
Don't quote me on this part, yeah.
And so you perform at 3 o'clock, correct?
Correct.
And you don't get a break after that, correct?
Right.
So what's the next thing you go to? You pack up and you're shipping off to, where's the next location?
So that, right after our performance, we will pack up and head on the road up to Clinton for our Music on the Mississippi competition, which is always a ton of fun for us.
And what is that?
So it's just like a normal competition, like we have our Muskie Invitational. It's just like that, judging and awards-wise. But it's got some little special aspects for seniors at the end. We get a recognition and they give us a flower. And we also have a fireworks show after that, after awards. So it's a lot of fun to go to, especially kind of to close out our season.
And that's what I was about to ask. Is that your last performance for the season?
Yes, it is.
Yep.
Perfect. And for Color Guard, are you with them for all of these as well?
Yes, we are with them.
And do you, will you have your own routine as well to be performing for all of these events?
What do you mean?
Like this Color Guard?
Yes.
Yeah, Color Guard
Yes.
is, yeah.
We perform with the band, yeah.
Yes, so you're not just standing there off to the sideline cheering, you are performing with them.
We are doing work, yes.
Perfect. And now that it's kind of this is your third year with Color Guard?
Yes.
What is that end of the season kind of finale that you get to showcase?
We get to showcase how far we've come from where we first started and when we first learned our choreography, which is really fun because we clean it so much, and from where we started to where we end is like such a big difference, and it's so great to see.
And how do you motivate maybe some newcomers that have seen you now over the fall season and they're curious about it? What is that kind of advice that you could give them?
My advice to them is to go ahead and join and give it a try, because even if you don't give it a try when you're interested in it, you're never going to want to do it. And so it's better to give it a try when you're interested in it and see how it goes. And if it doesn't go well, you stop. And if it goes great, you continue. So that would be my advice.
There we go. What are you shaking your head no for?
Oh, no, just I totally agree with all that. And I would also say just have fun with it.
Yeah.
Like marching band is supposed to be fun. One of our assistant band director, Mr. Plummer, always tells us that marching band is more fun when you're out there having fun, you're being loud, and you're just competing. Like it's supposed to be a fun time. It's not supposed to be all hard work all the time, and it's supposed to be, it's an extracurricular, it's supposed to be fun.
We do these things called across the floors when we have our Thursday night practices, and he always tells us to, when we end them, he always tells us to give each other high fives and keep up a positive energy, because then it makes the night go faster.
I like that. That keeps it going. Now, do you do that during the actual performances too, or just during rehearsals?
So usually, sometimes it happens during competitions if we have time. But on like Friday night rehearsals, we will the sections will get together and they'll do kind of like a little team breakdown before the competition. And then like when if drum majors have a chance, we try to get the band together and do like a small little pep talk before the performance. And we didn't used to do it really last year, but we did it a couple times this year, and seeing it really made a difference amongst the band and got their energy up to play.
Absolutely.
Well, it probably helps freshmen too.
Absolutely.
Kind of those first nerve jitters, and so having 3 people that are going to, that have experience, they're just going to kind of help them calm and ease and just enjoy the time too.
Yeah.
Now, what are your practices like leading up to these 2 big events?
Well, we just have a full week of rehearsals this week with all of our morning rehearsals. We don't have any special rehearsal on Saturday since we have to set up for our competition at home. And again, I don't believe we will have a special rehearsal next week for our state marching festival, but we just went to Geneseo a couple weeks ago for a competition, and we had a rehearsal for like about an hour beforehand before we packed up and left.
Okay.
So usually we'll do a little rehearsal beforehand to make sure we're good to go and get those fine details fixed before we go and compete.
Perfect.
And also sometimes during the weekly rehearsals, we tend to work on like the smaller stuff to get that more nailed down before those competitions come up, so we can hit those and then hopefully do better at competitions.
Those small little details can make a huge difference in just about anything.
Definitely.
Can you talk to us about these shirts and what is happening on Tuesday?
Yeah, absolutely. So
I love the shirts.
These are our show shirts. We make them every year. This year our show is titled The Dark Side of Rock. So it features songs from Led Zeppelin and the Rolling Stones, as well as Rachmaninoff's piano concertos number 2 and 3. So that's where we get the spelling of rock. And then of course you got to have a guitar thrown in there, because it's rock and roll, right? And we also have this kind of retro font.
We'll call it 80s.
80s. There you go.
We will call it 80s. You've got the 80s.
We have the
rock
80s.
and roll.
Exactly.
You've got to have the wings. You have to have the guitar. And can I ask what is around your neck? I see the same necklace on everyone.
So these are special arrowheads that are given to the section leaders at the beginning of the season and to the rest of the band members at the end of the season. And they always have a little different design every year. So this year it spells out rock, but backwards, so that when you look into a mirror, it has kind of like it'll flip around and spell it out correctly, so that it's like the dark side when you look into the mirror.
Nice.
And it also has 22 for 2022. And it's got the AC/DC lightning bolt through the RA and the CH.
You gotta have the lightning bolt. Those are very neat. I like those little gifts and little sentimental too.
Yeah.
And so speaking of the dark side of the rock, can you talk about Tuesday's performance coming up?
Yeah, we have our first band concert of the year on Tuesday, October 11th at 7 p.m. in the high school auditorium. So we have our 2 concert bands, our 910 concert band and our 11-12 concert band. They have each been working on pieces to play for the concert. So we will show those to our parents and to the public on Tuesday evening.
And does it cost to attend?
I believe so. I think it varies from concert to concert, but I would say for most of the time there's usually a family rate, and I have a large family. I have multiple siblings, and so that makes it a lot easier if you want to bring a lot of people to come watch.
Yep.
There's a much cheaper kind of family price that you can pay.
And let's ask Candace. Candace, do you know the pricing? We'll find out. Don't worry, we still have time. We'll find out.
And a lot of times it's usually a free will donation too. So
Yes.
if your family is, I'm getting word, $4 for adults and $2 for students. Thank you,
There we
Mr.
go.
Hyde.
Thank you, Mr. Hyde.
Isn't that, don't you love that you can just get those automatic updates right then and there?
Family price is $10.
Thank you, Mr. Hyde,
you,
for
Mr.
the
Hyde.
info.
Something that's also different about this upcoming concert is we have the chance, since it's during Halloween time, we get to dress up in Halloween costumes.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
Do we all have our Halloween costumes?
I'm gonna be one of the aliens from Toy Story.
Yes! That is exciting.
I'm still working on mine.
Do you know?
Percussion has multiple ideas. I'm not sure what we're doing yet, so
Don't
Perfect.
spoil it.
I'm not going to spoil anything. I'm not spoiling anything.
It's really funny that you brought up the alien because I have a 2-year-old and he is obsessed with Toy Story. So, of course, he saw Buzz Lightyear. So
yeah.
he's Buzz.
Yep.
And then I'm Bo Peep and my husband is Woody. So
Nice.
we don't get to choose our costumes. He picks out what we're going to be. So that is
Perfect.
hilarious you brought up the alien. So, of course, a lot of this is kind of the community needs to know kind of basis. So how can the community find out more about events coming up and staying up to date on what's going on within the Muscatine music industry?
Absolutely. We have our website, muskiebands.org, which is updated with events and different things throughout the year. Also, we have our Cozy Nut fundraiser coming up, which is always a huge community involvement with that. That starts on October 18th, and our nut house is downtown at 123 West 2nd Street. Community can come in, stop, get some band nuts, and support the bands.
I say, Brenda Erber, she's one of our athletes, and I stock up year round. It's perfect. Might as well. And so here's the three. We've got Muskie Invite this weekend. You're
Yep.
performing at 10.
10:10.
10.
Be there before 10:10 though.
Yes.
Exactly.
And then you have the State Festival, and you are performing at 3 o'clock.
Yep.
3 o'clock.
Okay, I'm getting there. And then we have the Mississippi Festival, and I don't remember what time that was.
We perform at 8 that night.
8 p.m. And then that is the one where we'll also have fireworks.
We do
Yep.
fireworks at the
And
end.
that is the end of your season.
Correct.
That ends our season.
Then what happens?
Then we switch full gear into concert band, and then the next week our jazz bands start up.
Yep.
Oh, wow. Nice.
We also have the chance during basketball games to play pep music is what we call it. So it's a little more like not famous known, but like more popular tunes that we get the chance to play during basketball games.
It's always a fun time.
It is, yes.
What's probably one of your favorite songs that for
Oh.
fall season so far that you've played that you'll always remember?
One thing that I like to play usually during pep band is probably Hang On Sloopy. I didn't like it at first, but over the year, last year, I learned to like it.
And what about for you? What is kind of the favorite song that you love the most? Or maybe like for Color Guard, I mean, what is the one song that you just, or routine that you always love to do?
My freshman year, we changed shows every other week or every week. I don't
Every
remember
performance.
which.
Every
Yeah, every performance. And one of the first songs that we learned was Blinding Lights. We learned a choreography to Blinding Lights, and it was like drilled into my head so much that whenever I hear the song, I just automatically start doing the guard work to it still, and that was like 3 years ago.
Muscle memory.
I have to say that was not one of my favorite songs to play in marching band.
The exact opposite.
Oh my goodness! But there's a lot of fun ones to play for pep band. I would almost say one of the I don't know if you'd call it songs. One of the cadences the drum line plays is called Cowbell.
Okay.
So it's derived from Iowa State. They play it, and it is a lot of fun to play. That's probably my favorite. That's probably my favorite to play.
And the whole band gets involved.
The
with
whole
that,
band does
too.
get involved.
It's always a lot of fun for everyone.
Most of the time, the crowd gets involved also,
That is-
which
Oh,
is
yeah.
really
Yeah.
fun.
And then what about for you?
Well, this year, I will say that since Kashmir by Led Zeppelin is featured in our show, I find myself kind of singing the show music along with it if it comes on the radio. And then I'll, switch into something else that's not in the actual song, and I'm like, oh, that's right. It was a song before it was in our marching band show.
It's actually it's a thing. Do
Yeah.
you ever just find yourself hearing songs like on the radio, and then you just maybe for drum majors you just start going with the beat, or like you just said, the muscle memory?
Very
All
much
the
so.
time. All the time.
Does it become a distraction during school? Does it just randomly pop up in your head,
Not
or is
really.
that your time of like getting a break from the music?
A little bit. I mean, when the teachers, I always think it's funny when the teachers say they're going to put on classical music for us to focus. When we're all band kids and we are like,
It makes it harder for the band.
I
kids to
focus more on the classical music than on the.
You're hearing the notes, you're hearing the beats, you're hearing
Yeah.
the rhythm, and you're like, wait, I need to be going
supposed
on
to
my
be doing
exam.
homework.
Yes, yeah.
You're supposed to be in the middle of a testing. And so what is the one thing, if maybe there are some junior high that are coming in that are playing instruments, but they don't know really what to do, or if they don't, that classic of maybe it's not cool to be a part of it, what is that advice that you want to give them coming into their freshman year?
One thing is, I know I was very scared freshman year, and I was not going to do marching band, but I'm so glad I did it. But even if you're scared, go for it. A lot of people get scared and then they back out, but if you go for it, it usually tends to be a good time.
I agree with what Fiona said. If you're scared to do it, just go for it because you will most likely have a great time in the end.
The band is such a welcoming. There's so many different groups represented in the band. You will inevitably find someone that you merge with so well, and so I would just say go for it. You will make countless friends in the band.
So, marching band kind of serves as a way to get a step up into high school earlier than most students, since we have band camp, and you'll get to know a lot of upperclassmen and also more of your classmates. So you already kind of build up that camaraderie before you even get to the first day of school, so that you kind of have people to sit with at lunch, or people to talk to while you're walking to the next class in the hallways.
And now with it being your senior year, is music staying a part of your journey after high school?
It will, in a way.
Okay.
I'm not planning on studying music in college, but when I go to the University of Iowa, I will be auditioning for the Hawkeye Marching Band. Hopefully playing trombone in the marching band and also playing trombone in one of their concert bands.
Well, good luck for that.
Thank
When
you.
are the auditions? Not till.
Not until late summer into early fall.
Okay. Well, good luck.
Thank you.
And any additional information you would like to provide with the basically almost your season's almost over with. It's almost there.
Try to come to our last shows. We always have a really good time when we get a good crowd coming out and showing up because it means a lot to us. But our crowds have been a lot better this year, so it's helped us play better, and just overall the vibes have been a lot higher and greater.
It really is a two-way street too. When we play and we put forth positive energy and just intensity at our audience, and when they return that back, then we have more energy to be more intense.
Yeah.
And then it's really just kind of a back and forth with our audience and the band.
You don't want to be just staring at crickets, basically.
Yeah.
That doesn't help you at all. You want to have that power and that energy because that's just going to help you keep that up too.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Were you about to say something? No. All right. Well, thank you all so much for coming on, and you did a great job, by the way. Awesome
you.
job. A lot of things happening for you, so be sure that you're getting plenty of rest, staying fueled and energized, because you have 3 awesome kickoffs happening. So good luck to all of you, and I hope you have such a fun time this weekend. I'm
Thank you.
unfortunately not here, but it will be here for the Mississippi Festival. I think that's going to be a lot of fun. Perfect. Well, thank you all so much.
Thank you.
Perfect. So remember, tomorrow I have Megan Francis on with me, and she's going to be doing a little bit of an update on the Carnival kickoff and the Rockin' on 2nd Street, so be sure to tune in. And I will also have Toyota of Muscatine on, so they always love to give their monthly update of what's happening in their lot. Until then, stay happy and stay healthy. I will see you later, Muscatine.
Hi, I'm TJ Deere, General Manager here at Toyota of Muscatine.
Hi, I'm Megan, and I'm from Muscatine.
My name is Logan, and I'm from Muscatine.
Here at Toyota Muscatine, we believe in investing in our community.
And that's why all our members are local to the Muscatine area.
It's why we give generously to charities based in our city.
Because we believe that giving back means paying it forward.
That's why an investment in us is an investment in our community.